What's good, YouTube? Check out my website at analysisplayground.com. There you can find NBA tributes, NBA highlights, and NBA rookie analysis, and also NBA breakdowns exclusively on analysisplayground.com. Thanks, and make sure you like on Facebook too, analysisplayground.com. Show as much support as you can for my channel. What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Basketball Nisto Basketball Analysis coming to you with that quick video about the Los Angeles Lakers. And this is a good video because Stephen A. Smith and them said the Lakers was on the wrong track. But I'm here to tell you today that they're not. They picked up D'Angelo Russell. He's been balling in Summer League. He balled a little bit in preseason. He had one bad game, and he came back and dropped 20 the next. Brandon Ingram hasn't really asserted himself yet as a scorer. He did it in summer league, but he hasn't really did it in preseason. But he also hasn't been getting the minutes and the touches, and he still got to fill out his teammates. So that way they can get affiliate where they like to score and where he likes the ball. Brandon Ingram is going to be a monster. And it may be stupid to say this, but Brandon Ingram was kind of a steal at number 2 because what his potential is, his ability to rebound, his ability to steal shots, his ability to block shots, his ability to score at will at the mid-range or at the spot-up three-point position, three-point shot. His ability to drive the basketball and draw fouls and shoot 80% from the free throw line, and his ability to finish over shorter defenders, and his length to shoot over tall defenders, and his ability to still have basketball IQ, when to attack and when to pass. He's not a selfish player either. He's a player that passed the ball. He can fit into the system like Kawhi Leonard, and he can still assert his dominance in multiple ways as he plays the game. This guy is going to be a steal. This guy is a beast. He's one of the best players in the draft, if not the best besides Chris Dunn. And getting him at number 2 when you already have another go-to killer instinct scorer, because Brandon Ingram can take over games, and he do have clutch gene, and he do have intangibles, and you add that with D'Angelo Russell because you don't have Kobe Bryant no more, which means D'Angelo Russell going to get more touches, and he's going to get more chances to show how dominant he can be. I got D'Angelo Russell averaging around 18 to 19 to 20 points a game because he can shoot up 16 to 17 shots a game. And you have to factor in he shot 35% from 3, which means threes count more than twos. So the more threes he can make, the more his average is going to go because he's going to take more shots in general because you don't have to worry about Kobe taking his shots because he gets to take more shots. And putting D'Angelo Russell at the shooting guard means he can play a little bit more off ball without the ball in his hands, getting a lot of spot up shots, which allows him to be dominant and efficient because he's an excellent shooter in general, not just a three-point shooter. He's just an excellent shooter from the catch and shoot and the spot ups. So running him off the screens, getting him a couple pin downs, getting him a couple drops, backdoor layups, because he can do that too, can up his efficiency and up his effectiveness in general. And then you have Luol Deng, who can spread out the floor, play a little stretch for him or Brandon Ingram, and that allows him to get that room in that pick and roll to get that jump shot off because you have to respect the shooters and Jordan Clarkson, Brandon Ingram, and Luol Deng. And don't forget that Mozgov can shoot too, and he can post up, and he can drive, and he's a 70% free throw shooter, which is good for a big man because usually they shoot below 70. And Mozgov got a soft touch, so he can float the basketball up and do a couple hook shots. So that makes Brandon Ingram and D'Angelo Russell and Jordan Clarkson even more dangerous because they can add that floor spacing. And remember, if any of them go down, they still have Lou Williams who can come in and get buckets too. So they actually have that extra score. So I'm expecting big things from the Lakers in the future with this roster with Brandon Ingram, Jordan Clarkson, and D'Angelo Russell, and I have to include Mozgov because I'm a Mozgov fan. He has the potential to dominate boards. He has the potential to score 10 to 12 to 15 points a game. He does the dirty work. He's an unselfish player. He can be a role player if you need him. He can take over games if you need him. Not like 30, 45 points, but like 10, 20, 15, 22, 23 points every once in a while, and that's what you need to win the close games and the tight games, is somebody that's not scared to shoot and somebody that can be that X factor that you don't really expect to take a bigger role, and that can be Mozgov. I like this roster. I like this team. I like their potential. I like their age. I like their defensive potential too. I like their coach. Luke Walton is young to go with a young roster. And I like that they're going to be years building. And don't forget about Julius Randle, a good post player, can finish, can rebound, and can post up. And that's another weapon that they can use as an X factor, because you don't really know what you're going to get out of Julius Randle just yet. But he's showing that he can be effective, and he's showing that he can be a good player in the future, which he showed last year since he broke his leg the year before. So I'm liking his roster. I'm liking that they have two dominant clutch players in D'Angelo Russell and Brandon Ingram that can take over games for stretches. They can knock down clutch jumpers, clutch threes, and they're not scared to shy away from the big moment. And remember, D'Angelo Russell can destroy people in pick and roll if you put the right lineups out there, especially you put the stretch fours out there. He can get a shot anytime he wants to, because you got to respect the shooters and you got to respect his ability to drive, get the free throw line, or knock down twos or threes. Because if you go under the screen, he can shoot the three. If you go above the screen, he can drive right past you or just pull up for this spot up two. So with that being said, they can do the same thing with Brandon Ingram and Jordan Clarkson. So this team is going to be scary in the future. I like this roster. I like them offensively because Luke Walton can take them to another step that Byron Scott couldn't do, because he worked with Steve Kerr. He worked with Phil Jackson as a coach. Remember, Phil Jackson coached the Lakers when Luke Walton was there. So he learned from great coaches, championship coaches, and Luke Walton is so young and exciting, and he just knows offense, and he's gonna teach them how to play defense, because he was with that Warriors team that was one of the best defensive teams in the NBA for the last couple seasons, and he can bring that because he do have versatility with Luol Deng and Brandon Ingram and Mozgov. He can switch stuff too, because remember they did that a lot, and the Warriors did that a lot. They can do a lot of switching lineups, a lot of small ball lineups, and a lot of lone lineups too, because they have the personnel to go big too. So this team is going to be versatile. They're going to be an offensive juggernaut in the future, depending on how they develop offensively. They're going to be speed demons. They're just going to be so hard and difficult to guard because their athleticism and their youth and their ability to want that hunger to be a good team, and that hunger and that desires to be great. And remember, they got that pressure and that burden of being Lakers that they have to deliver, because the fans won't allow them to do nothing but deliver. They won't allow them to settle for less. They want the best out of this team. So let me know what you guys think. I think the Lakers will be a 30-win team this year. That's high compared to what they were doing the last couple years. And on top of that, I expect them to probably make the playoffs next year. They can add another piece, preferably a power forward that's athletic, even though they do have Larry Nance that can play power forward every once in a while. And that's another small ball, tall lineup. You put him and Brandon Ingram or Luol Deng on the court. So that's another weapon. And this team is going to be scary. And they're going to be able to switch everything defensively in the future. And then their offense is just going to be so difficult to guard, because they're all athletic and they all can shoot and they all can penetrate and they're all long and lanky. So this team is going to be very difficult to deal with in the future, maybe 2 to 3 years. The Lakers are going to be very, very scary. I don't care what nobody say. I'm just watching the preseason. I'm watching the summer league. And I'm watching how they played last year with Kobe, and this team looks hungry. And they look like they have something to prove. They look like they want their checks. And the only way you can do that, you got to play great basketball. And I think that's what they're going to do probably by next year, after they learn and get that chemistry together. And remember, if they do finish 30, it'll be a lottery team, which means they can add another young piece to this already young and growing team, which makes them even more nastier. So it depends on how the pick goes, though, because they might lose it. But with that being said, they got lucky with Ingram. They got lucky with Russell, but they was the right picks, because they end up getting Mozgov anyway as a center. So now they have two dominant perimeter players, and that's what you need to dominate basketball games, is perimeter players and perimeter scorers. That's how the league always has been, and they picked up two. And don't sleep on Jordan Clarkson, because he got a cheap deal and he's going to be there for years, and he continues to improve too. Let me know what you guys think. I end the video is getting too long. Comment, like, subscribe, and share. Quinn Way, your boy, Basketball Analysis, coming to you with that. And be sure to like my Facebook page. It'll be in the comment section below. All you gotta do is click the link to show support. And also check out my website, analysisplayground.com. There you can find NBA highlights, breakdowns, rookie analysis, NBA Legends, and Summer League analysis exclusively on analysisplayground.com. Let me know what you guys think.